Welcome to Factorio, my new playthrough. What I'm going to be doing on this playthrough is trying to get every single achievement in the entire game on a single map, on a default map setting as well, so no making it easier. And probably won't be using blueprints as well, because I tend to find if you just like blueprint your whole base, it's a little bit less interesting. So I'll be doing stuff as I go along. So I've got this loaded up. I'm not going to be playing this map, obviously the time is ticking away. But I wanted to show some achievements. I'm going to go through all of these, just the main ones that I care about, at least initially. Guessing on track like a pro. So this is my first time. I've got 90 minutes. I need to get red sarts, green sarts, get some steel, put a little piece of track and put the locomotive on it. The locomotive doesn't need to move, don't need any train stops or anything. I just need to have a locomotive placed on the map, 90 minutes. The second timed one, the big one, is there is no spoon. Finish the game within 8 hours. By finish the game, it means launch the rocket. Doesn't need to have a satellite, don't need to do space science, don't need to do all the research, just need to launch a rocket in some form. But I've got 8 hours to do that. And obviously on the default map setting, there's going to be lots of bites and stuff around getting in my way. There won't be enough resource in the starting area, so I have to build outposts. There's a lot of stuff to do to launch the rocket. And 8 hours is actually a pretty hard time if you're starting out anyway. Now most of these other achievements I can do, I'll either get them along the way, or I can just do them anytime I want. Except these 3 hair, or 4 hair. So I'm going to talk about this one first. I'm actually going to put that up so I can track it as well. Lazy bastard, win the game by crafting no more than 111 items. So that's all you're crafting hair. Now that means I need to get at least a power pole so I can move some power around. A boiler, steam engine, an offshore pump to give the boiler water because you can't hand collect water. A lab to do some research. And 10 science packs. Those 10 science packs will make an automation science, which will let me make the first assembly machine. Now that takes a little bit less than 111, there's a little bit of leeway. I think I can make an extra burner miner and a furnace, which will get me some resources a little bit quicker, but it is very tight. And all the stuff I'd normally then handcraft, like the submachine gun, some repair packs, if I'm missing an inserter, like little things to help get started quickly. Often I'd actually build like a whole bunch of these. I might build like 8 or 10, I'd build a whole lot of these early on. Can't do any of that, got to get that sewing machine. The trick I can do though is if I get a sewing machine, let's just assume I had one, I can put that on the ground, make sure it's got power, pick a recipe, take the ingredients I've got here anywhere that I would handcraft with, put those in the sewing machine and make the thing. So it's kind of like extra complicated handcrafting. So it definitely will slow down the start of the game, and you need good planning because you need to have all this stuff you're going to need with you. Other achievements to be aware of: steam all the way, so no building solar panels until after I launch the rocket. Worth mentioning there is this, so I need to build solar panels at some point and shut down all the other power. Probably before I worry about nuclear, might even skip nuclear, it's not really an achievement for it. But yeah, no solar panels. Raining bullets when the game out building any laser turrets, so I'm going to have to use gun turrets the whole way. So that means I have to worry about putting ammo in them and stuff. Mid-game you could potentially switch over to laser turrets once you get them. They're a bit easier to manage because, well, no ammo. But can't do that, got to use gun turrets. And with extra insult to injury, logistic storage embargo, no, logistics network embargo, no buffer provider or active provider, buffer or requester chest. That means I cannot use a requester chest to supply the gun turrets with ammo. I'm going to have to manually supply them the whole time. The other achievements I said, they're all pretty straightforward, I'll get them along the way. So coming to a new game screen here, like I said, I'll be using default map settings, so nothing special at all. But if you wanted to get all the achievements within the game, to make stuff easier, obviously you can have blueprints to help you plan stuff out. You can turn up all these resources. Let's go do some of them, but basically if you turn up these, that took way long enough forward. So yeah, so turn up all the resources. Now you're going to have basically enough stuff in your starting area. You're not going to have to worry about outposts, you're not going to worry about shortages and all that. You could disable cliffs, you could get rid of trees. What you can't do is you can turn off evolution enemy expansion, you can expand the starting area, which is going to make the biters really not close. You can't turn this down, and you can't go into any sort of peaceful mode. That will disable some of the achievements. So if you do that and you load up, what you'll see is you immediately failed these achievements, so you cannot do that. But of course, like I said, you could just turn the biters down, basically to make them really easy. You can't turn off pollution either because obviously you need that attack reduce pollution, but you could turn that down. But I'm not going to be doing any of that, I'm going to be using completely default settings to keep things challenging. And I'm going to use this map preview so I can pick a map. I'm not going to be too picky. Probably won't play this one. So basically I've got a list of things I want to see and things I don't want to see. So things I don't want is when the resources are really far away, because what I found having failed a few times is basically the starting resources nowhere near enough. In fact, that won't be enough either. You need like an either really big one or a couple of resource patches. Also want oil nearby. It's actually a good spot for oil. So the main problem here would be probably the copper and the coal. Also stone actually. No, stone up there, stone's not too bad. Might have actually gone about map if basically I started the map recordings to see if I liked it or not, and then I came back to do the intro and then found a better map, as you do. Another bad one, by example, though, would be this one. I don't like how close the biter bases are to starting resources with Lazy Bastard. Basically, you can't handcraft stuff easily, so that's just a really challenging time to make like gun turrets and things. And you can't go slow because you'll fail the timed achievements, especially that 90-minute one. So given a few map roles, coming to a map that I did like the look of is this map, so I think I'll be using this one. So I've got a clear starting area, hasn't got lots of forests on it. I don't really like forests on starting area either. Yes, they absorb pollution, but you have to build around them. There's no easy way to get to lots of trees early in the game. There is biters around I have to worry about, but they're not right on top of the starting resource, so I should have a little bit of time to get my science set up and get some semi machines going. There's second sources of iron that are nearby, second sources of copper that are nearby, second sources of coal that are nearby, some extra stone as well, and the oil. Oil's not actually that nearby, but it's close to water, so it should be easy enough to get the refineries going. Starting out, tab to skip that. Bring up the alt view so you can see which of these have resources in, because a few iron plates, might as well get them. Didn't see any rocks on the previous mention, so I'm just going to grab these trees. Well, I'll grab the trees anyway, I guess, because there's none near the resource patch and I will need power poles. And I am here, so it saves me coming back later. I think it's better just to get a few. Probably leave those for later. This one's also kind of in the path though. So that's going to give me enough resource to put this burner down. Where am I going to put the burner? I don't know, there looks good I guess. So one burner, get that started. On the preview there was rocks up here, maybe they'll have coal in. They look kind of small. Yeah, these aren't the good ones. Well, I'll get the stone anyway. Need to make more furnaces and this saves me from mining it. That's one, I think there's 4 here. One more hit. Yeah, so that'll be the third one. I think the ones I'm standing on, they're just like decorative. Yeah, they don't seem to be mineable. Well, it's a decent amount of stones, so if I got the numbers right, I can make... That's for the boiler. That's a spare furnace, that's a burner, that's the furnace for the burner. And then by the time I've made the pump, the boiler, steam engine, the lab, some power poles, and the assembly machine and the 10 science to get this, should be exactly 111. Now the unfortunate thing is I really don't want to have to manually mine coal. So the best I can think of is to do that. Let it mine into there. But at least then I can save this wood, because not many trees around. I want to save the wood for power poles. If at all possible, really. Let's actually give that a bit of a helping hand, get 5 extra coal. This is why I don't want to mine coal. This is why I don't like hand mining in general actually, it's kind of slow. I guess I'll keep it in because the whole purpose of this is to show like the process, but yeah. Kind of slow. I actually need some more coal. So coming down here to the copper, this can just live here. But I'm going to have to, since I put my second burner on the thing over there, I'm going to have to hand mine this. Because if I can make the extra furnace, making the burner miner would be another craft. That'd be multiple crafts, you need the gears for it. So yeah, I don't think there's any way of getting a third burner. Okay, that's 10 of those, let's just shove that in there. So I can get a head start on the iron as well. I guess I could have just made a box as a box instead of that furnace, because basically it's to hold coal. I guess it wouldn't really make much difference. It would have used up But I used up wood instead of stone, so basically this is like a stone box. That's what the only thing it's really doing. Let's start on some of this crafting. So that's the boiler. Need a load of those. So I need to load more iron. And a load more copper, which basically means more mining. More waiting around as the timer ticks down. But I don't know, I'm kind of just doing it as I go. Maybe I should have sat down and worked out what the perfect build order is. I'm sure there is a perfect build order for doing this. Like, go get exactly. Well, it probably says you should start on a map which has the big coal rocks. So if you do want to do this and you start on a map that has the rocks of coal in, then basically what you're going to do differently is you're going to mine those, not build that at all. So you're going to get the coal from manual mining the big rocks. And then you could probably put, I'll probably put 2 burners on the iron and still do the copper manually. Or maybe you could move one of the burners like backwards and forwards a bit or something. But yeah, it'd definitely go for more iron. Iron is the big limiter at the start, I think. Right, so that's quite a lot of copper as it runs out of fuel. Also want to try and avoid them running out of fuel. Generally is a bad thing. Anyway, so what's this need? 10. And I need 3 for that. So plus 2 for that. So yeah, 2 more of those. Counting out my crafts carefully. So I can make the lab. Make the pump. Need the steam engine, which needs more iron. So I guess I'm going to be mining some more iron. Slowly mining away, I guess. One steam engine. Not really much to say, so just kind of showing what I'm doing. Maybe I could have time-lapsed it, but if I time-lapsed it, I'd have to do a voiceover, which I might still do. That's the other option. I don't really see a third way. Jump cuts I definitely want to do because this is all so time sensitive. I don't want to jump like 5 minutes in the future and be like, hey look, I'm done. I did this all amazingly fast and you didn't see how I did it. I mean, not because I cheat, like it could just, if you did that, I guess, cheat in items, but also it's not showing anyone how to do it or a way of doing it. I think this is a pretty good way. Obviously I'm not going for a speed 1 world record. Those times are amazing and their ability to do things quickly is pretty amazing. So I'm going to steal some of this coal because I know I'm going to need it. Actually mined up more copper than it could really smelt. I know I'm going to need it in a second, so got all of that. Can make the 10 of those. What else did I miss? Did I miss anything? I need a power pole. I was looking at that going, something wrong here. Yep, so make those. Pick up some coal. Go ahead and I can start it off. Get some more trees while I'm here as well, I guess. I think these 2 are in the way. So I didn't have any spare pipe, of course, so this has to go straight on here, no space. Straight into a steam engine. Give it some fuel. Got 2 power poles only. Actually, I wanted to build that differently. Yeah, so you can see all the time wasting I do because I want things a certain way. Sure, that's gonna... If I'm like down to like 5 minutes and I lose, you know that 5 minutes is 5 minutes of me time wasting. Anyway, that is researching, and got the rest of those, so that is going to go. Then this will want 5 gears. Not sure I've got enough resources actually to make that. So what I might do is get this, make those. Okay, I'm going to need some iron plates for sure. Go get said iron plates and some more coal. Make sure that doesn't run out of fuel. See if I can quickly get another 10 copper. Then go back and hopefully be just in time to craft the assembly machine. As you can see, I'm on 110 now, so yeah. Doing this assembly machine, that'll put me on 111, so this was using every single craft. And yeah, it would have been a lot faster if I had... Like sometimes you get these maps where there's like 10 rocks at the start, and you get like, I don't know, a few hundred coal. A few hundred coal would get me past this phase of the game into assembly machines where I can just make more stuff quickly. But nope, I'm doing this the slow way. It is nearly done, however. So I'll get myself some more wood. Going to need lots of power poles, so more wood will be helpful. Okay, now I'm wasting time again because I wanted that last tree. So, assembly machine, make me cable. Then I'm going to make power poles with it. Fill it up as much as I can. So, is this all I can make? Then power poles. Basically, it's going to come along there. We're not going to do anything else now until I can make the gun turret, because security. Especially when this is kind of far out here. Well, as you saw, just probably quickly there if you caught it. Pollution cloud's not too big. And there's no biter camps right on this spawn point. Which was one of my criteria for rewilding the map. If there was a biter camp like around the resources, then that's a nope, not doing that. Right, so I think I want to do some burner miners, which means I need gears. If I can make a box as well, then I can get that furnace back. Lots of options, but yeah, I want to increase my resource production. I actually need to make furnaces first. Forgot about that. Or I could just go straight to electric. I've got some copper, let's go straight to electric. Start on the long-term stuff, so I need to make copper cable. And the first one will have to go on copper, I think. I think I need 3 of these. So then, mining drill. Brilliant. And you can go back to making circuits. Mining drills, I think they'll go here. This I can obviously just move there. Get the power poles over here somewhere. And that will now run itself. More gears. Of course, it's going to put more stress on the power. So I have to keep an eye on that. Yep, that is going to work substantially better, I think. And also they require less refueling. So that's that. Make some more of those. Actually, I've got enough there for another one, but let's make 2 at once. So that means I want 2 more of these. Straight into there. Make this. And where am I going to make these? Guess I'll start here. Catch that bottom Y. Okay, well, was 1 tile off from actually reaching where it needed to reach. Then I've got some iron. Go back to making more of those, and I'll be able to make some more, and so forth. But now I've got that going. Before I do run out of power, I'm going to go any more copper, but that should be going well. But yeah, before I do run out, I'm going to make some electric miners for the coal. So, that and that. Wanted to make more than that, but oh well. Didn't have enough iron anyway, actually, looking at that. So that goes in there. Want a wooden box. More important, a couple of wooden boxes. Only a couple. So, I guess that goes there. And back on the copper cable. Now one thing about these is they do generate a little bit more than they actually can put into a furnace. So I'm just going to take the extra ore, I guess, and put that in. Let's just get rid of that. I can be there for now. So what I'm going to be doing short term at least is if I put some furnaces down like that, make sure they're fueled up. If I take the extra ore out of these and just put them in these furnaces, same with this one. More circuits. How am I doing on time? 15 minutes so far, I think. Still got a bit of fuel in there. In fact, if I can get some more coal, I think coal is going to be good to get. Then what I can do is I'll make some more boilers. I'm not going to actually do belts yet. I was considering it, but I decided not to. I'm going to do that when I've got a lot more resource. When I can put down a whole bunch of gears, be like hair gears. So for now I'm going to do this. Maybe make another assembly machine too, but right now I think I'm not actually making resources fast enough to really use one. It's just I'm shuffling stuff around fairly quickly. Gonna need more power poles as well. Yeah, that should be plenty of coal production. Which means I guess I'll just throw this one onto iron. Can I make some more? I should save one for stone. Yeah, I'm going to reserve that one for stone before I forget, and make some pine. So essentially my plan, before I go too much further, just for finishing off this, is going to make the stone there. And if I can make, say, 2 of these, go with more gears, not that, gears, that. So 2 more of those, 2 more steam engines. Then when I go over there and put the coal in it, that'll give me some more power production and some more buffer on the coal. In which that's just 1 out of coal. Oh, and that. Everything's running out of coal when I'm running around. More pipes still. So, to refill that, put the extra in there. that enough? I think that's enough for 2 of them. So okay, 2 of those, a bit of spare pipe, and enough coal to fill all 3 of them up. Gonna get the stone started by putting that there into a box. This can then start on that. Spare bit of pipe goes there. Power cable over to there. And now I have more stable power. I think that's a good point. Pause. So I got some resource production, but still a long way away from really having everything I need. I think next time I'm going to be looking to basically accelerate my resource production, build some more semi-machines, build up as many of these iron miners as I can, and at some point along there I'm going to have to start worrying about defences, but I'm not quite sure when that is yet. We'll have to see how this expands, so be sure to like, subscribe and look out for that.